want you to do is stop right now and think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, what have I told you? 3 of them are probably holding you back. But here's the thing, I used to be surrounded by people who were holding me back and kept me playing small until one conversation changed everything. If you're new here, I am Naomi and welcome to the Diary of Naomi, where we learn to be in our feminine energy and to be the women that we're meant to be through presence and power. So what I want you to do to make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll never miss out on any videos I put up. So let's start with a question that changed everything for me. What if the quality of your life is directly being affected by the people that you have around you, or the quality of your relationships? Because when I think about it, every major opportunity I've had in life has come from somebody that I knew. Every breakthrough moment happened because of a connection. So now let's move on to the foundation, boundaries and standards. So let's talk about boundaries first. You know what the funny thing is? Most people think that setting boundaries will push people away. But the thing is, it actually draws people closer to you. So what I'm going to do now is share 3 game-changing boundaries I set that transformed my relationships. Number 1, time boundary. I used to be that person that used to drop everything for everybody, anytime. Does that sound familiar to you? Because I know that many of us do this. And it's not even about being a people pleaser, it's just about not having boundaries in place. And when you don't have boundaries in place, it just becomes second nature. So here's what happened to me. I become exhausted, resentful. And the thing is, what I realised is that people respected me less. And people might think that by doing everything for everybody and being that person who's always there, dropping everything, it's going to make people respect you more. No, it has the opposite effect. So I set my first major boundary, which was my time is valuable. So what I did, I created something called the golden hour system. And these are blocks of time that are non-negotiable for my personal growth and rest. The thing is, when I started protecting these hours, something magical happened. Like, things just changed. It's like people started to respect me more. It's like they knew that that time was for me, and they wouldn't even ask me to do anything around them times. People started to know that that was my personal time for me. And another thing that happened was that the quality of my interactions improved dramatically. So now let's move on to the energy boundary. So this one's huge, and what it is that I started to take notice of how I felt after spending time with certain people. So what I realised is that after spending time with certain people, I felt energised. But then, also, after spending time with others, I'd feel drained. So what I did was create the energy audit. So what I'd do is, after every interaction, I'd rate how I felt on a scale of 1 to 10. So now let's move on to the values boundary, which is probably one of the most important ones. I decided that I wouldn't compromise my core values for any relationship. It sounds obvious, but how many times have we looked the other way when someone has violated our values just to keep the peace? How many times have we done that? I've done that many times when I thought someone said something or just pushed me that far, but because I don't want to get into an argument, because I don't want to cause any sort of confrontation, I've just left it. And no, I don't do that anymore. I'm telling you, I don't do it, and neither should you. If somebody violates your boundary, speak out loud and let it be known. So now let's talk about networking. And this isn't about, collecting business cards or making small talk or anything like that. This is about making genuine connections that last. And here's my connect framework that changed everything. So make sure you sit back and listen. So C is for curiosity first. Always lead with genuine curiosity. Instead of trying to be interesting, be interested. O is for open body language. Notice how I'm sitting right now. Open posture, hands visible, a slight lean forward. This automatically makes people feel more comfortable. N is for notice details. This is my secret weapon. When someone's talking, I notice unique details to comment on. Maybe they light up when they mention a certain topic, or they use interesting phrases. N is for name and numbers. Use people's names naturally in conversations. And also remember key details about their life. And I mentioned this in my last video, where I mentioned that when you say someone's name, someone that you probably hardly know, but you mention their name in a conversation, It makes them feel special. It makes them feel like, wow, they know me. So dropping in a name or dropping in a detail about their life that you remember that they told you last time makes them feel like, yeah, this person is actually interested in me, and that will naturally draw them closer. E is for engage authentically. Share your own vulnerable moments when appropriate. Nothing builds trust more than authentic sharing. C is for create value. Always think, how can I add value to this person's life? It's not always about taking, it's about giving. And sometimes it's as simple as sharing a relevant article or making an introduction. And T is for take initiative. Don't wait for others to maintain the connection. Be proactive in following up. So let's move on. And this part isn't easy, but it's crucial. It's about toxic relationships and how to handle them gracefully. And here are some red flags that I've learned to watch out for. Constant criticism, which is disguised as just being honest. Energy vampires that leave you feeling depleted. People who make you question your worth. Those who can't celebrate your successes. And individuals who consistently violate your boundaries. So let me share something personal with you. I've got a friend who I've had for around 10 years, and recently I had to kind of distance myself. And it's not even that she wasn't a brilliant person or charismatic. What it was is that every time I mentioned something that I'm doing, instead of being happy for me, she'd just drop in some kind of criticism. It was like a backhanded compliment here and a concerned comment there. It just didn't seem real, and it kind of got on my nerves, seriously. And the hardest part is recognizing that just because someone's been in your life for a long time doesn't mean that they should remain in it. And it's sad, but it's just how it is. When you're striving to be successful or you're trying to accomplish something in your life, you don't need people who are not rooting for you. So here's my 3-step process for releasing toxic connections. Number 1, the clarity phase. Get crystal clear on why this relationship is no longer serving you. Number 2, the communication phase. Express your concerns directly if possible. Number 3, the creation of distance. Sometimes the kindest thing is to slowly create space. So now let's talk about maintaining some of the amazing relationships that you do want in your life. Here's my GROW method. G is for gratitude. Regularly express appreciation. R is for respect. Honour boundaries and commitments. O is for opportunity. Look for ways to support their goals. W is for wisdom. Share insights and learn from each other. So what I want to do is to set an action plan for this week. So what I want you to do is, number 1, conduct an energy audit of your 5 closest relationships. Number 2, set 1 new boundary and communicate it clearly. Number 3, reach out to someone that you admire but you haven't connected with. And number 4, practice active listening in every conversation you have this week. So if you're serious about leveling up your communication, I have one-to-one consultations that I do, which will help you to connect with people on a different level that will help to grow your relationships within business, your personal life and your career. So what I want you to do is go over to my website, which is thediaryofnaomi.co.uk, and book a consultation with me. You won't regret it. This year is a year of growth, the year that us women go back into our feminine energy and become the best that we've ever been. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video, and don't forget that your presence is your power. And what I want to do is thank you for spending time with me. And remember, the quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of your relationships. Choose wisely, set boundaries lovingly, and always lead with authenticity. Bye for now. Mwah.